Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome to the SBP. We are full effect. You know what time it is. Source was good.
Bro, it's that time, man. We've been waiting on this for, well, I guess all season. We've been waiting on this time to arrive. We're almost here. What, hour and a half? And we're going to be Kansas City and Baltimore. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah, we right leading you right on up, going into game time. A little bit later than normal, but it all worked out. It all worked out today. And hey, I think it's a good time, all things considered, man. So it's going to be a great day of football. As always, I am your boy Prime, and we're gonna get into this thing, man. I'm feeling real good today, and we're gonna definitely touch on these championship games. We're gonna touch on a couple of quick things before we get in and pick these games, and so a few things gonna pop off before it's all about football. So, it's what I want to start off with is your reaction to the ladies' game the other night, though. I do want to get into that real quick. Did you get a chance to watch the game?
Yes, sir. I caught most of the game. And it was back and forth. I actually was looking at Facebook at the same time, and I was watching the comments. There were actually people outside of the group that were commenting on the game. I was like, okay, people talking about the SC and LSU game. That's dope. Not just on Facebook, but
Yeah.
on different social media platforms. I was like, all right, it's good to see finally people talking about women's basketball. But this was a good one. Um, yeah, they kind of. Oh, I'm sorry. The comment that I saw was by somebody that we both know.
Okay.
And they were saying how Don Staley was getting out coached earlier. Oh, Don Staley getting out coached. I was
Yeah.
like,
That
I was
person
like,
that person called me too.
oh yeah.
Yeah, my cell started ringing during the game and meant that he gonna get in contact with me too because it took about 4 attempts, and the brother called me, hit me on the cell.
Oh yeah. I was like, okay, we gonna see. I said, we're gonna let this ride out. I don't think I even commented on that, but yeah, shout out to Don Staley and the Gamecocks, the Lady Gamecocks,
Mhm.
on getting the dub. And LSU, they stood toe to toe, but when it came down to it, it was too much. Raven Johnson and Bree and the crew.
Yeah, it now this game for anybody because it has myself and the person that you're referencing were speaking. We were in agreement on one thing, and that was that a lot of people that making comments are people that don't watch a lot of college basketball, right? So, and his overall opinion, even before this year, he and I had a similar conversation last year. He likes Don Staley, but he doesn't think Don Staley is that great of a coach when it comes to coach. She coaches one way, the old UVA style. Stuck with her. That's the way she plays it, and that's what it is. And he's more than welcome to his opinion because I'm gonna tell you, whether you agree with him or not, or I agree with him or not, or whatever. The brother knows basketball. Everybody can have an
Right.
opinion. He's definitely knows basketball. Uh, but in this particular game, he and I had a conversation, and I spoke with him. And when South Carolina was struggling early in this basketball game, my first thought, and this was like as early as the first period, because the women played 4 periods, right? That one, they weren't getting the ball to Cardoso. Now, she made the comment during one of the timeouts that she's got a warning, so I understand that. But it didn't seem like the team was trying to get the ball to Cardoso, who's bigger than everybody
Everybody.
else, even Angel Reese, who had kind of had to play out of position to play her
Yeah.
based on some things. But first of all, I didn't see the effort there, them trying to get the ball to her early in that game. And then number two, my thought was you've got Raven Johnson and Malaysia Wiley coming off the bench, and nobody is going at Van Lith. You know what I'm saying? From the offensive end, they're not going at Van Lith because we understandably Van Lith can shoot,
Right.
but when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, she's not the most athletic person in the world, and you can get at her. And I think one thing a lot of people don't realize is that she's really Van Lith is really learning to play the point guard position. She's probably really a shooting guard. So
Definitely.
one of the sacrifices she made when she came over through the transfer portal is try to sharpen up some point guard skills. And that's been a bit of a challenge for her this season. And she's had some good games, but she's had some games where she struggled. But going back to what my man was talking about, well, one of the things he was talking about, but I felt the same way about the first half was I don't think South Carolina prioritized two things that could have probably kept them from digging themselves in as much of a hole as they dug in early, even though they closed the gap by the half. So it's very interesting, man. Very interesting.
Yeah. Well, Van Lith, I think that's going to work out in her favor going forward. Into looking at the WNBA, moving to that point guard position, because it probably was going to have to happen one way or the other, whether she wanted to or not. Mm-hmm. And that's probably part of the sales job that was done, if it needed to be a sales job, of her even coming to LSU. Because you can learn how to play the point guard and still win over here. And, this is good for you on your overall game and what you might have to do in the future. So I think there's that. Plus, you're learning from an old point guard. I used to be a point guard myself. Not me, but Kim Mulkey, So hopefully that is to her favor in the future.
Let me shout out to folks. Caesar, what's good? Don, what's up, fam? My man. Solomon, what's up, my brother? Peace to you as well. Who we got out there? Corey, what up, dog? My man Bruce in the house. Wes, what's good? I don't see my man Richard Washington in here, but Rich made a comment too in the group about the game, and I put it out there. I was like, "You're right." I said, ultimately, the wealth of talent from South Carolina eventually took over. But I had to take my hat off to Kim Mulkey, and I know a lot of people don't like Kim Mulkey. Yes, your reason is your reason, whatever you think it is. But I had to take my hat off to her in this game, because a lot of people who don't watch the women's game that much don't realize that they down two key people for the season. And Kateri Poole's no longer with the team,
for whatever reason.
Yeah. And then Samaya Smith, who was a dog on both ends, was missing. So she had gotten into this game basically having to run about a 7-man rotation. Really, she probably only really wanted to play about 6 of those players, but a 7-man rotation in this game. Whereas we could go back to Don Staley's squad, they can go 10 on you easy. 10 on you easy. And ultimately, they wore LSU down. I was in one of the groups that both you and I are in, and I hate going to that group sometime, because I'm down with everybody's opinion, but the dumb stuff they say. Somebody made a comment talking about Bayou Barbie out of shape. She had that huffing and puffing and all that. And I'm sitting there, bro, she playing about 36, 37 minutes a game. You go out there and have somebody as big as Cardoso leaning on you all game and see if you're not tired. Like, that's no excuse. I mean, you already know you're down players as it is, and you got to be a leader, so you got to get your conditioning up. Man, I wanted to say some things, and I just didn't. Right? Dumbest people, man.
People they would never say that about a male player. They would never say that about a male player.
More worried about her eyelashes than conditioning.
They would never say that about a male player. But I saw the same thing actually. Yeah. I don't know if you saw it. I saw a video this morning of a young lady high school player. She splits the two defenders. Third defender comes over, goes past them. Fourth jumps with her, fouls her. She throws it up off the board, way outside the square, and that joint hit the board and went in. The comments went crazy. Oh, that was luck. Oh, what? They said everything other than she's nice. Oh, only one person was Gardner. 4 people were Gardner. 4 different people. I was like, what is wrong with y'all, dude? Y'all need a hug, bro. For real. Y'all need a hug or some gentle parenting. Did you wrong? Something. I don't know. Something ain't right.
Man, respect to the ladies, man. Shout out to a couple of people that are recognizing Chloe Kitts as well for South Carolina. I'm a fan. Been a fan. Shorty plays hard, man. And I know this was some people's first time actually playing. And I respected it. The women's game is not your thing that you're going to watch as much as some of us do. That's fine. But when you watch it, real recognize real. And Kitts can play. Like, I love her energy. I think in this game, she picked her spots and she came up big for them in some spots in the first half on the come up, on the comeback, and in the second half she made some key spots. I'm still patting myself on the back. Speaking of one about a subject in one of those same groups that we were talking about, is I remember some comments people talking about Aneesah Morrow.
Mm-hmm.
And how big of a step up in competition this was going to be for her, and could she play in the SEC? And dog,
yeah,
if you haven't been paying attention, she can play on any team in the country. And she got herself a little bit of foul trouble early, but she was cooking early, and they didn't really get her going again in the second half, but in some spots. But Aneesah Morrow, like, we can talk about Angel Reese, whether you love or whose team it is you love or you don't like her. I got much love for Flau'jae, who I think should be getting the ball even more. I think she can take people off the dribble. But to me, that's Aneesah Morrow's squad right now. Like, she
absolutely
does it all.
Agreed.
So if you haven't been paying attention, pay attention now. Like, because the things about the good. Football season is almost at the end, and I know this is the time of when both the men's and the women's games start to pick up. So pay attention to both of these squads as we get down the stretch.
Pay attention.
No doubt. But they get 2.1 million views at its height. Viewers during that game Thursday night. So that's a win to me.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. So no doubt. Appreciate everybody who just checking in, no doubt. Much love to y'all. Let's get into some football, man. And we got a couple of things we're going to touch on before we get into picking this game today. First up is the big news that we had, man. It was your boy Jim Harbaugh has now made it official in his move to the San Diego Chargers. So, and I think a lot of us felt like out of all the squads that this was definitely the best fit for Jim Harbaugh as far as teams were concerned. What's your thoughts on this?
Totally agree. Best fit. This is the squad that I thought he was going to from the jump. Believe it or not, I don't know if we talked about it too much, but it just seemed like the right fit. I think we talked about the quarterback thing and being a former quarterback.
I mean, LA Chargers, you guys in the chat, I keep saying San Diego, but it is what it is. They're going to be San Diego to me always. I'm old school.
San Diego Superchargers.
Go Chargers, go.
Same team. But yeah, how about former quarterback and Justin Herbert? Hopefully there will be some brethrenship, some father son, some something, because Harbaugh, some would say, was less talented, but one of those guys, as opposed to looking at Justin Herbert. You think you got all the tools and all the abilities, but just can't seem to get over the proverbial hump. So hopefully there's something there. And you look back at, like I mentioned previously, you look back at Harbaugh at San Francisco and letting Alex Smith go on and stay on that sideline when he brought Kaepernick in once Smith was hurt, and let Kaepernick keep rocking and took them to the Super Bowl. So there's some credit that goes there as well. So hopefully some of that can rub off on Justin Herbert.
I'm going to quote one of our not only one of our OGs, but one of our queens here in the SBP. I know she's not on right now, but Vernice, I'm talking to Caesar. Caesar, don't come for me. Okay? Don't come for me today, bro. First of all, ain't no such thing as no Houston Cowboys. And don't frown your face up because I said the San Diego Chargers. Any change with the Chargers would be good. You know what I'm saying? At least in San Diego, they was winning something. I mean, they was competitive, bro. Like y'all, I don't even know what to say about y'all. So, and quote Vernice, don't come for me. God darn it. Not today, anyway. And I gotta put my man Ant got the comment of the day already out here. Jim, John, San Diego, LA, don't matter. Chiefs by 10. We all know who runs the AFC West. Caesar, you listening? Caesar, are you listening? Brother out here spitting them facts today. And I like it.
Liddy.
Man, Yeah, I think it's a great move, man, for San Diego. And I look at this thing and I think about, first of all, I think about Rhapsody, where Rhapsody said, went and bought the Audi. Now I got to get it detailed. They went and got the mans out there. Now they got to fix what's going on. You know what I'm saying? In LA, they got to
Yeah.
fix what's going on out there, man. You know, they got too talented of a defense to go through everything they went through last year. They got a quarterback that everybody had a high praise for, and has done absolutely nothing. And they got some decisions to make. I think they got over 20 free agents. You know, what are they going to do with Austin Eckler, you know, Guyton and some of these other people? So, but on the flip side of it, man, I think, welcome back to the NFL for Jim Harbaugh. And he likes some colors too, bro. Like, he's played for a myriad of teams in the league, right? Yep. People seem to forget the whole Bears, with the Bears, the Colts situation, some of the other teams he ran through. But he also had a short stint with the Chargers. What it was, a year and a half, something like that. So he's not having to change up the colors in the wardrobe in the closet at the crib too much with this move right here. Unless they go on with the powder joints. You know what I'm saying?
He probably got some fire throwback stuff in the wardrobe too.
Man, does he? Man, I would love to go through his closet, bro. I bet you he can. Let me get this. I bet he got some fire stuff back there. Man, but shout out to the Chargers. I don't care if you're in San Diego, LA, where you are. I think you got a winner here. You got a guy who knows how to win football games, put together teams. He's done it on every level. You got to think about it. His first 3 years, that 3 years in the league when he was with San Francisco, did he become the first coach to take their team to the NFC Championship game 3 straight years? He was. Could never get over that hump and bring that ring in there. But he was out there doing his thing, man. And I saw on his schedule, it says that he's gonna be playing his brother again next year. So it's gonna be in the AFC thing. So we can't get the Harbaugh Bowl no more. Like we had a few years ago, because they're gonna both be in the AFC.
Got to be the AFC Championship.
Both of these teams in the AFC Championship.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's gonna be crazy. So shout out to the Chargers on that one.
Not the Caesar though.
Yeah, not the Caesar. Not the Caesar, but shout out to the Chargers. If I want to say San Diego during it, I'm gonna say San Diego. That's where it's gonna be.
San Diego.
Yeah. I go back to the Fouts era, so understand that. But what we got next up, bro? Next up, let's polish off this coaching news real quick. What we got going on? Raheem Morris is now the coach of the Atlanta Falcons. And I know everybody was not a fan of this hire. I am. I think Raheem Morris deserves another shot. I think he would be good for Atlanta. He's no stranger to Atlanta. He's been a coordinator there before. And more importantly, outside of the quarterback position, which they got to get figured out, they got some veterans on that squad now. Raheem been around a long time, Source. He was he's been a coordinator. So he's been in the Super Bowl. He's been a coordinator with the Rams. He's also been on the other side of the fence too, of a losing coordinating situation. But he also was a quality control coach back, was it 2002, 2003, back with the Bucs.
Wow.
On the defensive side of football. Yeah. So this is a guy that knows how to win. And they need some of that down to Atlanta. They're going to, what they say, if they're going to rise up again.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Yeah.
I finally got there a couple of weeks ago. Not finally got there, not like it was a destination, but I got to go there, I should say, a couple of weeks ago. That joint's crazy. Yeah. Fresh venue, fresh coach. And they said, hey, let's go ahead and make a splash in this thing. So as many coaches as they interviewed, what was it, 14? I think it was 14 coaches. That they interviewed, including Harbaugh and Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
This is the man they're going with. So I'm with it. And I think Morris deserves another chance at this head coaching thing.
I do too.
So as many retreads as we've seen over the years of people that had multiple chances over and over again. I'm good with this. This isn't really a retread because he had one opportunity. A second opportunity it's nothing wrong with a second opportunity. So we're going to see how things go this time around. Hopefully they get that quarterback situation figured out, and that will lead to, some comfortability, in this circumstance with this new situation for everybody.
Again, you know my shot, man, when it comes to Rhapsody. Drive don't depreciate the value of the resale. I like this one. I like this one right here. You know what I'm saying? Retread, whatever you want to call it. I like this move for Atlanta. I think this was a smart one, especially from a guy getting a guy that nobody was talking about, getting that job. I just love everything about this one. So I wish him much success. I know how I missed this comment right here, though. I got to give it up to the fam back when we was talking about Harbaugh, though. You were talking about the man Clyde. Every jersey matches with himself in the beige khakis. That's Don. That is true. That is true. He gonna put them khakis on.
One thing he gonna do is rock them khakis.
Wear them khakis. College or pro. You know what I'm saying? Stanford, Michigan, it don't matter. 49ers, it don't matter. He gonna put them khakis on at some point. So he out in LA now. So you ever seen him with khaki shorts?
No. Never. I've never seen him in shorts, period, that I can think of.
No doubt. Another real quick one before we move on. Down in Philly, y'all getting rid of people because y'all wanted more, and y'all got more. You got Kellen Moore. You know what I'm saying? How you feel about this, bro?
Hey, if you remember, I have never talked bad about Kellen Moore. I don't have no problem with Kellen Moore. I thought Kellen Moore was good.
Okay.
I thought Kellen Moore was good, generally speaking. And I think he got a broad deal because I think the Dallas fans be expecting a whole lot from a little. Y'all was mad when he got the job. First, the QB coach, then he the OC. And I was like, please don't hire that man. Please don't hire that man. Y'all saw him leave. Some of y'all were upset. Some of y'all were upset when he left. And some of y'all were just like, oh, but now y'all got our problem in San Diego. But I'm good. I like Kellen Moore. I think he's a good young coach, and I'm not mad at him being the OC. So we got a young OC. We got a veteran. I mean, actually, Kellen Moore is a veteran too, but a real veteran DC. So it's a new day. It's another season with new coordinators. So had first years last year or this season right now. Well, our season's over, so it's not really right now. And third year, new year, new you, new coordinators. Who this? New phone, all that.
Yeah, shout out to him. Hey, I never thought he was horrible. I thought there was some good stuff there. I just thought he was just calling some dumb stuff at certain times.
Hey, how different was that dumb stuff more recently? Do you think it was totally different?
Yeah,
because he's been gone.
Yeah, I do. It's a totally different situation. I think one of the problems the Cowboy fans had with Kellen Moore was the fact that it would be 3rd and 1. Third and 1, and he want to throw the football. You know what I'm saying? Back when we could run a little bit, and Zeke won't Zeke no more, but Zeke will still get you them tough yards. You could get that yard and a half to 2 yards, whatever. Those are the problems with him. He would call stuff on 3rd and short. Some of the dumbest stuff ever. Problem this year was a little bit different, but they couldn't run the ball at all, like not as much as they wanted to. But I didn't have as much problem with the play calling for majority of the season as I did with Kellen Moore. But I don't think Kellen Moore, unlike most Cowboy fans, was actually a bad play caller. It just
me neither.
Yeah, I just think that it was certain things and the wrong thing at the wrong times. That's all that was for me. So might work out for y'all. Y'all run a totally different offensive scheme than we run. Totally different.
Hey, Trav, I got your picks. I was just looking it up. I got your picks. Yeah, you good.
Yeah, so. But, we can't really say nothing about McCarthy as much about McCarthy as far as the offense was concerned, to be honest, though. Because offensively, they actually, even though they couldn't run the ball, the offense did look different, and the offense was pretty successful most of the season. So, it ended up being a wash. We can look at the other end, how effective was Kellen Moore with the Chargers? Was it all his fault? On that side of the ball, we don't know. Even I think it was more defensively over there, but still. So I don't think he's a bad coordinator.
Washington back to the top next year. Top of what? Top
world?
Of bottom.
That's my bro. What up, Bobby? What's good, man? All good. The Sunshine State in the house. Have a blessed day, brother. Yeah, and thanks for the beers. He put the beers in the comments. You know that's going down. You already know that's going down.
Yes, sir.
So no doubt. Next up would be Josh Allen. We never got a chance to really talk about Josh Allen, and especially after them losing to Kansas City again, and him not making it on to be playing today. Actually, what are your overall thoughts on Josh Allen? Because he's been getting a lot of criticism here lately, and not that he hasn't been criticized before, but I thought that a lot of the comments that were made after this last loss were pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was all over the place. You had Brian Clark calling him out, dragging him pretty much, saying that people were making excuses for Josh Allen. If we're talking about the Kansas City game, I don't think Josh Allen played bad. I thought he played pretty well. He took over in a bunch of situations now. And I think that he could have hit Diggs on the cross. Yeah, he could have hit Diggs on it was a cross. He could have hit Diggs on the cross, drag, whatever you want to call it, because he was open and it was the easy dump. It was, he had yards in front of him. True. But if it's a touchdown, I think it was to Shakir. Mm-hmm. If that was a touchdown, if he doesn't underthrow that, or if he doesn't get bumped into as he's releasing the ball, whatever the case was, and the ball falls short, nobody would be saying any of this. Well, nobody would be saying that. They'd still be saying, oh, Josh Allen didn't win the game. So outside of winning the game, it doesn't matter what he does. He could throw for 500 yards. It does not matter. If he doesn't score a touchdown on that last, take that back. He has scored a touchdown on the last drive. And still, it didn't matter. And when they lost the game, he still lost the game. And people still are adding that to the things they're saying about Josh Allen. Generally speaking, he played a solid game. But imagine if they stopped the run. Imagine if they don't go for it on 4th and 5 in their own, not even at the 47, in their own territory. I know that the ball got turned back over at the goal line, but still, that doesn't change the fact of what happened and when it happened and how the game could have been tricked up completely by these decisions. So y'all just going to let McDermott just walk free. He out here free, scot-free, and y'all want to blame Josh Allen completely for this? I'm not with that. I'm not with that at all. And you can point back to seasons prior where he turned the ball over in the red zone a lot, but just turned the ball over a lot. Mostly in the red zone is where it became a bigger deal. But you can't say that about this game. He played well. He did fumble the one joint, but they got the ball back. But he played a good game, and they were in the game. They had a chance to win the game, at least tie the game, and you add in the missed field goal. Obviously, it's rain. You don't get excuses for raining. You don't get a pass for rain on the offense. But you got to look at it. It was bad weather on top of everything else. Add it all together. Plus, Kansas City was going to get the ball back and drive down the field anyway.
People seem to forget how much time was on the clock still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were going to walk the ball right back down there. So you can name about 7 different things that happened. And throw on top of that the fact that Kansas City was going to get the ball and take that joint back down the field. But instead, it's just Josh Allen.
Selective criticism, because I always go back to the Dez Carter situation, and people make great points. If Dez catches that football, and even if we don't score, we're very close. We know we're inside the 5, right? There's a lot of time left on that clock.
Yeah.
Do we know 100% that Aaron Rodgers was going right back down there and score? No, but we've seen it enough against the Dallas Cowboys. But there was a lot of time left. It was a lot of time left for Patrick Mahomes too. After that, that situation that the miss in the end zone situation towards the end, there was a lot of time left. So to 100% say that he lost that game, I can't ride with that. He missed the opportunity. He definitely missed the opportunity. But I think people have been a little harsh on him. I think they're just doing it because that's the cool thing to do. And granted, I'm not saying that Ryan Clark didn't spit some facts in there as far as how we view certain players, namely quarterbacks, at certain times. At the end of the day, you can always go back, but he didn't do this or he didn't get that done. Almost every quarterback in the league, you can go back and say that. But still, sometimes you got to take it for what it is. You got to take it for what it is. How much better did you want him to play in this particular game? There was plenty of blame to go around, and it's going to be a stain on his resume for not getting the win. And he's got enough on his resume already for people are probably right about why we can't put him in certain parts of a game, certain parts of on a ladder when we're talking about quarterbacks. But I don't think it's really fair. If you want to go back and look at his overall record right now against the guys we consider the tops in the AFC right now, okay, so I don't think, if I'm correct, I don't think he's ever beaten Burrow. He's like 0-2 against Joe Burrow. Lamar, I believe they are 2-2 overall, if you count. And all of these are playoffs and regular season combined.
Right.
And he doesn't have a favorable record, well, maybe in the regular season against Mahomes. Mahomes always seems to get him in the playoffs. And we can debate, all of that. We can debate his, 63-31 career record. You can throw up the fact that he's only made it to one AFC championship game in his stint. And you look at what the others have, a couple of the others have done. But I think a lot of the stuff from last week to me is unfair, but that's just, the nature of the game.
Maybe it's twofold. Maybe it's one, there's Patrick Mahomes on the other side, usually when these things happen.
Yeah.
And like I was saying earlier, I'm saying on a different platform, when you look at Lamar, if they happen to lose today, is there any comparison to Patrick Mahomes being the Michael Jordan of this conference? And maybe Josh Allen is, well, I'll skip over Lamar. Maybe Josh Allen is Patrick Ewing, not to make it personal, but maybe Patrick Ewing. Like sometimes people don't get by people. Is there any credence to that?
It could be. The good thing about it for him is that all of them are still relatively young enough that he should have more shots at this thing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We're not talking about a guy that's played 10 or 11 seasons. What is he at? Season 7?
7, should be 7.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, so he's gonna have his shots though, but I know the whole thing is it comes with the territory. Okay, it comes with the territory, and it's not gonna always be fair. Let's not forget though, what was the game? Wasn't it the AFC Championship when he met? Yeah, I think when he met Mahomes and them, and Tyreek and Kelsey just went slam off like
crazy.
Between the two of them, I think they had almost 300 yards receiving. Things happen, bro. I mean,
imagine having to drag your team along with you
play corner
for 58 minutes, and then something go wrong at the end, and it's like, forget all the other stuff you did. I mean, I get it. You got to clutch up in the clutch moments, but forget all the other stuff you did to get us here. Like, you messed up near the end, so it's on you, even though you might have done other things all game.
He don't play cornerback. We play safety?
I don't think so.
I don't think he plays safety.
I ain't seen a 6'5" safety.
So, yeah, I just thought that it was kind of funny. But it was coming. Just like we have some other criticism coming about some other stuff later today. But
definitely.
It was coming.
Regardless of who loses. Man, Detroit could lose. They still going to be like, oh, see, Detroit. I think we're mad at Detroit.
What's funny to think about, and we don't know it would have been the same results because sometimes things are just a match made in heaven. But you go back and think about Sean McDermott actually had a chance to draft Patrick Mahomes. Remember, they traded out of that pick. They traded out of that pick, and that's what KC used to draft Mahomes. And which is even funnier about that is I remember something a while back when they asked McDermott about it. This is after Mahomes, of course, started to have success. And I believe the reasoning was that he had just got on the job. I don't think he had been on the job more than about 3 months. They were still filling out personnel. He hadn't really established a great relationship with everybody upstairs yet on the GM, who I believe was actually on his way out of there. And they made the move. So, and that's how it turned out. And who knows? Maybe, well, we don't know that the Chiefs would have drafted Josh Allen at any point. But anyway, it would be funny though. But just think about it. Mahomes could have been a Bill.
And one last thing, Prime. Mm-hmm. It's funny how, depending on who's playing, we might be like we, the fans, the watchers of sports, will be like, Josh Allen's the second coming, the second best quarterback in the AFC, blah, blah, blah. But so is Lamar going to be the second best quarterback in the AFC? Like, I don't know. Josh Allen might be the fifth best quarterback in the AFC. I don't know. But because we see him against Mahomes in those clutch times, in those late moments of the season, people are like, yeah, he's the second best quarterback in the AFC. Is he? Because Joe want to talk to y'all. Lamar want to talk to y'all. I'm just saying.
Hey, Justin, let me ask you this, my brother. He's overrated. Would you like to have him in Washington? I'm just overrated or not, I definitely have in Washington over, the recent string of signal callers that they've had. I'm just saying.
I was going to have that conversation with some people about Dak and be like, can y'all just name the people that y'all prefer over Dak? Like, which of these quarterbacks would you want? I'm going to give you a list. You tell me which ones you are going to take over Dak. Because I get it, but sometimes I don't get it. Yeah,
that's a whole other conversation. That's because that would kind of depend on what are you really looking for. Like, what are we comparing them to, and what are the comparisons, the stats? I don't know. That's a whole other conversation.
Just quarterback.
The sad part about that
on your team.
Look, the sad part about that, without even getting deep in that conversation, is a lot of these people not even real with themselves, or they're making blanket statements, right? And I'll say this real quick. So a lot of people that I know, but one person in general has his own social media. I respect, the heck out of what he does on his show or whatever. Biggest Cowboy fan, one of the biggest Cowboy fans out there. Him and a lot of people that he has on his show, and his co-hosts, will always say how much they love Dak Prescott, because they can remember all the other years when we had the Quincy Carters and the Clint Sterners and all that. Okay, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. And I respect Dak Prescott because of that too. But what does that really mean about now? Respecting him and what he's able to do during the regular season is one thing. All right. Doesn't mean there aren't any issues. So I don't like to hide behind the fact that he's not that I don't think he's a good quarterback, because I don't like to hide behind the fact that he's better than arguably anybody we've had in the past 15, 20 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Arguably. Me, respecting what he's given us in the regular season over the other quarterbacks that I had has nothing to do with the fact that there is an issue, still an issue. You know what I'm saying? That don't fix everything because he's better than, I'm not going to say Tony Romo. I'm not even putting Romo in this because we can argue about that all day. But the rest come before Romo. You know what I'm saying? What does that have to do with anything? Because you respect him because he's better. He ain't won nothing.
Hey.
You just telling me you just happy with winning 12 games every year. That's it. That's what you just telling me. So anyway, I'm not going to that tangent today. You ain't gonna get me heated up in here today on that. So let me see. You got a comment right here before we get out of this. It's Justin. Reason isn't just because he's better, but because I believe in systems. You need a transcendent player to lift a team. That's hard to find, but the systems are getting them back there. I think Mahomes wouldn't be the kid if he had been in Buffalo. Let's see, they in Tennessee wanted the most NFL-ready player. Reed understood Mahomes needed time. Yeah, like I said, just you're right. I don't know. We don't know what would have happened with Mahomes if he had been in Buffalo. I have no doubt that Mahomes could operate this system, though. There's no doubts about that. Now, we don't know what happens if he's playing on these teams and he's in the same situation that Josh Allen had been in. So I'm not saying all that, but there's no doubt in my mind that Mahomes couldn't operate this system effectively. I'm going to say that. I'm just going to say that. Good points, though. Good points. Last quick thing, man, before we get out of here, before we get on to these, I picked these two games. Since we're talking about the Buffalo Bills, man, something came up during that game, which comes up a lot, and they're talking about the discussions of possibly changing it. It's the touchback rule. And we saw him play with Mecole Hardman. When people are quick to talk about beforehand or late in the game about the Josh Allen situation, shoot, Kansas City could have went up by another score right here, right? Very easily before we even get to some of the other stuff that you're talking about. Do you think it's time to change his touchback rule?
First of all, Andy, why are we giving this man the ball in this critical moment of the game? That man ain't touched not football all these weeks. He ain't even been there. He ain't even been there that long. You had a flashback to when he was there before. Anyway, I don't hate this rule personally. I get why you might want to change the rule, and the explanation that was given by, I forgot who it was. Who was it? Was it Shannon Sharpe? I forgot who it was. Somebody was arguing this and saying what they think it should be. Like, you get maybe the offense gets the ball back at the 20, as opposed to getting the ball back where they fumbled it. I could see that, but I don't hate the way the rule is written. Take care of the ball when you get to the goal line. You know it's the goal line. You're at the finish line. You can't be sloppy with it, and it should, in theory, keep people from just sticking the ball out near the goal line or being a little more careless with the football as they get near the goal line, trying to score, trying to cross the line. I have no problem with the rule, but if they were going to change it and give the offense the ball at the 20 or some objective spot on the field, I could be okay with that, as long as they're not getting the ball back at wherever they fumbled it at. Like that seemed kind of crazy because you fumbled it out of the end zone. You fumbled it at your goal, so why would I give you the ball back right there at your goal again?
Yeah, Caesar says leave it alone. Just don't fumble it away. Some of y'all in the comments, what y'all think? Do y'all think it's time for a change? This is what's interesting, Source. So I got a lot of questions, because if you put the ball back at the 20, does the team that gets the ball back at the 20, so does the down stay the same?
I got you.
So does the down stay the same? So if I move it back to the 20, so if it rolls out of the end zone, so I'm assuming, so if it's second down, if you move it back to the 20, is it third down? Or better yet, I'm going to tell you another one. Let me tell you something else to think about. What if you had a chance to get first and goal, right? And the ball and the first down marker is at the 2. You stretching for the first down marker, and the ball pops out of your hand and rolls out of the back of the end zone. So we're moving it back to the 20. Are they still getting the first down? If they had crossed the 2-yard line, right, the first down mark, and they got the first, the ball rolls out of the end zone, and you take it back to the 20. Do they still get the first down, right? Or does it jump down to third down? Like, what are we doing? What would you do? I don't know. Like, it's a question.
Oh, is this a real question? Like for me to answer?
Yeah. Well, I'm mistaken, because it's second down. Running back, whoever runs around the end, He needs to get to the 2-yard line to make it first and goal, to at least make it first and goal. He fumbles the football and the ball goes out of the end zone. Like, goes out on the normal touchback. They move the ball back to the 20. Do you still give him the first down because he had crossed the first down marker before the ball went out? Or since it was second down, do you lose it down? Is it third down from the 20? What you gonna do? What do you do?
Well, for me, if it's me, I whatever rules apply on any other part of the field would apply right there. So outside of giving them the ball back at the 2-yard line. So if he crosses, it's first down. Now, I'm saying Shannon Sharp or whoever it was that was talking about it said the 20, put it on the 20. And I get that. Yeah. But thinking about it being on the 20, I'm like, whatever down it was, make it that and 10. Whatever in 10. But because I haven't thought about this like completely. Mm-hmm. But now that you said that, here's my thought. You fumble it at the 2. You cross, whether it's a first down, whatever down it is, you fumble it at the 2. You're going back. It's still going to be whatever in goal. You're going back 10 yards from where you fumbled it. If it goes out of the end zone, you're going back 10 yards. So if you're at the 2, you get it back at the 12. If it's third down, if it was third down when you're running it, it's going to be fourth down and goal or whatever it was from the 12. But that's just what I came up with just in this moment.
That's interesting. That's interesting because a lot of things can play into this. Like one, as we just speaking on, is a first down gained. Is there a chance for a first down to be gained when the ball went out of the end zone? Or, you know what I'm saying? Was it already something in goal? I think it's a lot of things at play here. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about, keeping it down or what down it's going to be after this, all this, were to happen.
Right.
So it's a lot at play. What about this? I know it sounds crazy, right? What about you fumble the ball through the end zone, you keep the ball. I don't know what the yardage would be. They put you back on the 10-yard line, or would it be the 20? But if you score a touchdown, no matter what the situation is, you got to go for 2. I don't know, man.
Right.
You have to go for 2. There's just no, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I know some people will say, well, what if you're already up by a certain amount of points and then you score that and you say you do it and you're up a couple of scores already. What difference does it make it go for 2? I give you that. But what if you do this like in the first or second quarter? You know what I'm saying? And we get down to the fourth quarter of the game and it's a close game. And those 2 points would have made a difference between making more than a 1-score game or putting you. I don't know.
I can see that. I mean, I see what you're saying. But yeah, I hadn't even thought about it that like in depth. But when I heard put it on the 20, I got that, as being a thing. But even more so, what I just said, you fumble it at the 2, it goes out the end zone, you get it back at the 12. Whatever down it was, down in distance is whatever down in distance, it still is to that same spot. So if you fumble it at the 2 on first down, first and goal, and it goes out the end zone, it's second and goal from the 12.
Fair enough. I really feel like they're gonna look at this long and hard over the off season, and we may see a change as early as this, as next season.
Oh yeah, because they about making a change immediately. They're about that now.
So, make a change before the Super Bowl. Nah, it's about to lose a game over this joint.
Right.
They're gonna pour the Chiefs receivers can't catch a ball and can't hold on to a ball. That's just terrible. It's just terrible. So hopefully they don't have to put in the day.
So sad.
All right, man. So I believe we done hit all the fine points, man. It's time to talk about these 2 games today. As of right now, we're about 40 minutes from kickoff, so I think we better go on and get to it.
Let's do it.
So, first up would be the 3:00 game, which is the AFC Championship game, which I kind of wish the games were reversed. That's just me. I would kind of like to see this game be the second game, but it is what it is. So we have the Kansas City Chiefs on the road again, taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Shout out to all my people that's gone to the game. I know I've talked about 5 or 6 people this week already who are going to the game, and I'm pretty sure I got some family as well that live in Baltimore. Pretty sure I got a cousin or two that's probably going. So shout out to all of y'all. It ought to be a good one up there. But Source, we here, man. We here, and this is the reason. Well, a lot of reasons I wish this was the night game, but I got way more people on social media, on TV, whatever, talking about this game than I am the second than I've seen about the second game.
Yeah,
man. What's your early thoughts on this thing, man?
Let me. How long are we talking about this thing? Because I could just give you the whole.
Man, we got 40 minutes, man. Unless you got something to do before kickoff, we got 40 minutes to get these two games on. So do your thing.
Okay, well, I know that Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, and we all have faith in Patrick Mahomes. I don't care who on the field. Like, he could be out there with me, you, not Caesar, me, you, and a couple other people, not Caesar though. But we could be out there, and he will find a way, generally speaking, to make us look better than we are. Or he will throw us open. He will get the ball to the right person at the right time. And if he has to, he'll just feed the one person that is the best target. He'll find a way to get them the ball. Him and Andy Reid as well. I ain't gonna lie to you though, bro. I just today is not that day, bro. Today is not that day. And I don't mean to listen. I hope, like, in my mind, my opinion is not jaded by the need for black people to be like Lamar Jackson, and why they don't show Lamar Jackson family on TV, but they keep showing Taylor Swift. I don't want to be part of that whole thing. I like to think that my opinion is based on what I actually think. If it's not a lot of times that we can say that we've seen Patrick Mahomes look crazy, but if there's a time that he would look crazy, it's today. It is today. And I'm here for it. I don't expect it to be terrible. I don't expect him to look too wild, but I do expect Baltimore to be on 10 in all phases of this football game. I expect whatever you think of Lamar Jackson, John Harbaugh, the whole defense, the receiver core, Andrews being healthy or not healthy, the running backs, whatever you think of anything, I don't care. Today is not going to go well. It's not going to go well for Patrick Mahomes. So, hey, Liddy, I know you hear me. You hear me. Today is not going to go well for Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to stop right there, Prime, because
now you show up, bro, because you was pretty sure last week. This is a different level of confidence.
Oh, that's different.
This is a different level of confidence, right? But trust me on this one. I didn't agree with you last week, but today I understand. I understand what you're getting at. I can't even fault you on this joint, man. To answer Caesar's question real quick, or reply to Caesar. No, you're Justin Herbert, sir. That's not even. Don't even lie to these people. Wait, people see through your lies, and we already know.
What'd he say?
He says he the Mahomes of the group. We all know who that is. I mean, come on. But no. Yeah, he's the Stan Humphries of the group. Just want to put it out there. Yeah, I just want to put that out there. Yeah, I know. But anyway, this game, Patrick Mahomes, 6 straight trips to the AFC Championship game. In that span, I think they're only second to New England. All right. So a lot, he's been in before. One thing he hasn't really been in the AFC Championship game is on the road, right? So he's going into hostile territory today. Now, the Chiefs have won 3 out of the last 4 times that they played, but Lamar won the last time they played. So Lamar, hey, I think he figures he knows what it takes. But I understand what you're saying, and I can see Patrick Mahomes in some crazy situations today. Receivers not being able to get open. The 2 or 3 times they might get open. He either too busy moving to try to get him the football, or that one shot might get you. I can see all of that, man. Because that Ravens defense is real. I know we talking about Lamar, but that defense is real. And the guy to watch today is going to be Hamilton. You want to talk about safety. Ain't nobody talking about Hamilton. Hamilton is a dog. He is a dog. Niners know he caught the Niners slipping with 2 interceptions the last time they played. The dude can hit. I mean, he tackle, he can cover, he does it all. So I'm wondering if what Andy Reid's got drawn up. Because the only thing you really can do, unless you had drawn up some crazy exotic stuff with another one of these tight ends, it almost seems like the Chiefs' best weapon, Travis Kelce, in some instances may have to be used as a decoy. Because Hamilton going to have to get on him. So is anybody else going to catch the ball when this man is all over Kelce? This is where a lot of these problems are going to come up, right? So I don't know, man. But the one positive, and I know Ant is loving this, is the fact that my man's, if you remember, I called his name 1 billion times last week. Y'all saw what happened. Pacheco was supposed to be playing. So hopefully Pacheco is healthy and ready to run, because he's a weapon. Like when we're talking about all these running backs in the league, I think after this year, we're going to start talking about this guy's one of the top 7 or 8 running backs in the league. If he's not already, the dude straight up ball and get him another weapon. He's going to be a huge factor in this particular game. But you're talking about what Mahomes is going to go through. I'm going to tell you. Lamar going to have to be razor sharp. He's going to have to be razor sharp, passing the ball at points, because they play. You know what the Chiefs can do. As far as in the passing game, they solid, bro. They are solid in the passing game. And you got to think about this. They have not given up 30 points in a game this entire year. And I hope I'm not jinxing Spags, man. This would be the day. I hope I'm not jinxing them. They have not given up 30 points in any game this year. I think they gave up 27. Was it to Rodgers and them maybe? And I gave up 24 in one game. But they have not given up 30 points in a game this year. So defense gonna get played on both sides, bro.
Well, today is that day, Prime.
Oh,
the day is not only. And here's the thing. I don't know if I ever said it in the group or if I just said it, other places in conversation. But people were acting like I said something crazy, saying that them people were gonna score. What did I say? I said 20.
You said my man's won't gonna get 20 points.
Yeah, I said 19.
Yeah.
They scored 27, right? They scored one more touchdown than 19.
30 something. But anyway, go ahead.
Wait.
Blame Hardman. But anyway, go
ahead. Did you know that in 8 games this season, not last season, not next season, in this season, there were 8 games that these people scored 19 points or less. Did you know that the Kansas City offense did not score 20 points in about half the games this season?
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I did.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like we ain't gonna be out here boosting suddenly because them people decided to wake up and score an extra touchdown. When Mahomes looked like Mahomes was balling. He was balling.
Well, you do know that the Ravens then gave up over 30 a couple of times this year too, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. You know the best part about that, though?
What?
No matter what we say, we get to watch it in less than an hour. Half hour now. In a half hour, it's going down. You know what's whack, Prime? Let me just throw this out there real quick. What's whack is I was invited, third party, to a Zoom meeting at 4:00. Who sets a Zoom meeting for the NFL Conference Championship weekend that Sunday at 4:00?
You got to be kidding me.
Now, I've been thinking if I really want to go, because I don't know, I might log in and see what's going on, see if it's worth my time. It's easy mode B, yo. It's easy mode B.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'm like,
Can you be on the Zoom meeting and at least just had the TV on with the sound turned down for a little bit?
Yeah, still not the same in my spirit. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
We ain't got but 3 games left in the season, bro. 3 games. I'm very upset about that. So I don't know. I'm in flux. But yes, to wrap it up, I got Baltimore by double digits. I love saying that.
I saw that in my dreams. I said, Source is gonna pick the Ravens by 2 scores. I'm telling you, I had that dream earlier in the week.
Yes, Ravens by double digits, and I feel like I'm being a little nicer than I want to be because I feel 23 in my spirit. It really is 20, but I feel 23 is more respectful. I'm trying to decide if I want to go 20 or 23. 20 or 23. I'm going to go 31-20, Prime. I'm going to go 31-20, Baltimore with the dub. Patrick Mahomes, the great, the legendary, the Hall of Famer in waiting, Patrick Mahomes,
at least you recognize,
has done all he can do. He's done all he can do to drag this team to this point, him and that defense. And today is where the rubber meets the road. Is that the saying? I don't know the saying. That ain't something I normally say. It just came to me in a moment. But yeah, rubber road, Baltimore, all the Old Bay, all the crab, we getting it in for the next 2 weeks. Baltimore for Baltimore by Liam.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Chris Jones got a bonus on the line too. Them people trying to make the Super Bowl. So I feel you on that. And you know how Jones get when his money on the line, right? And he's gonna be coming. He's gonna be coming. The one thing, like I say, it's hard to pass consistently on the Chiefs. The one weakness they have is stopping the run, though. You know, they do have a weakness. And there's I saw something that showed, they said since Spags, greater job as he's done, since Spags has come over there like 2019, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They have given up the most rushing yards to quarterbacks, rushing touchdowns to quarterbacks in his tenure. So if there's something you may be able to do against the Chiefs, is you may be able to run the ball. I know Gay's not playing today. That doesn't help either. So that's something to watch, especially for a team that's like scoring TDs, I believe, over almost 60% of the time once they get inside the 20. Like, that's crazy. That's a crazy stat. So he's going to have to mix that defense up. I know they like to run a lot of man. It'll be interesting to see if he goes to any type of zone, maybe with a spy at some point when they get to a certain point down there. But like I said, we're going to see defense in this game. The number 1 scoring defense against the number 2 scoring defense. 16 points a game for the Ravens, 17 for the Chiefs, man. The last time they played, though, bro, the Ravens won by 1 point. The game was 36-35. And I think we're going to have one of them type of games today, possibly. I think it could go down very similarly. There's a lot on the line. Not only Chris Jones' money, we got the fact that Mahomes and Kelsey, I think they need to hook about 7 more times. Well, 7 more times for your boy to pass Jerry Rice in all-time postseason receptions.
Crazy.
So that's a lot on the line. So they're going to try to give him the ball, even though I believe Hamilton is going to attempt to be all over. 1 point game last time. I'm going to take it 1 point today. Mahomes.
Of course.
27-26, and I feel bad for Lamar. I'm going to be happy for whoever wins this game because I got much love for both of them. But it's going to be hard for me to turn away from Andy Reid, who's been here before in these type of games. There's been a couple of games we didn't expect them to win, and they were able to win. So I'm going to go 27-26 in a game that should be the night game instead of 3 p.m.
You see it. You see it. You see it.
Put it up. So, and then the last game at 6 o'clock, 6:30, whatever time it's supposed to go down, we have a game. And I know it's a lot of fans in the group. I'm on both sides, actually. I found out we got quite a few more Detroit fans in the group than I thought.
Where they come from?
Yeah, so appreciate y'all just join the group or you just been silent, whatever. Much love. Maybe you have something to talk about after the day. You just never know.
They gonna be lit. They win today, boy. They coming out the woodwork.
Man, them people was crying last week. Man, they showing the Jordan people was winning. They showed the crowd. These people's out there, tears in their eyes, holding each other. Hold me, like it was crazy, right?
Hold on, Prime. Hold on. Now I'm sure you saw the story. I gotta at least give my one dude like some love. Like, I'm not mad at fans when they be crying and all that, but my one dude, like, his dad was season ticket holder. Dad died. He wasn't supposed to be going to this game, and his brother or his friend got him a ticket to the game. He ended up going to the first joint. So if he was crying, like, I get it. He had a whole emotional tie to that thing.
Right.
So maybe there's some of that. I don't know, but yeah, I feel you though. I feel you.
Yeah, it's crazy. You do what you do. You do what you do. I ain't even mad. I know it's been a long time. This is only This is their second ever NFC Championship game ever. They won championship before the Super Bowl era. You can go back, what was it, 60-something years, something like that, 50-something years. But
I count those just for the record. In case anybody was wondering, those count in my book.
Yeah, their second trip to the NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl era. And so it's going to be big. They have something to deal with today, though. Found out that Debo is going to play in this game. Debo. And I'm going to tell you right off top. I was talking to my son this morning about it. And I'm not talking about playing no dirty football. But every time Debo come across that middle, he attempt to block somebody, I'm hitting him, bro. That's the game. If I'm your boy Dan Campbell, I'm telling these people, hit him. If he come out, if he's a decoy, you thought he had the ball, you hit him.
Hit him in.
He coming out like he blocked him, you hit him. And I'm testing that shoulder, bro. That's what I'm doing. You feel me?
I ain't saying you got a Tony Saragusa, rest in peace, him like that, like Rich Gannon and Tony Saragusa. I ain't saying you got to do all that, but you got to at least test him. You got to.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting. Have you seen the stats between when he's on the field and when he's not on the field?
I haven't seen the stats, but I know that the two games that he didn't play early in the season, Brock Purdy threw 2 of them things, and he threw 3 of them things. And he didn't look good when Debo was out last week either until that last drive. So I don't have the numbers though.
Yards per play with Debo 7.1, without him 5.6. QBR, your boy's QBR goes from 74 to 65. Yards per rush from 5.8 down to 3.6. Yeah. If I am Dan Campbell, you gotta lay some pads on that man. It's part of the game, bro. I ain't saying I do nothing dirty, but he got to get hit.
He walking over, but he limping back.
That's what it's got to be. And you're going to need to do that, because one thing about Detroit, man, we know that they've got some decent defensive players, mainly Aiden Hutchinson. We know he's a straight monster by itself. When you take away Aiden Hutchinson, though, it's not always been a whole lot of pass rush there unless he's generated. Or when a team decides to adjust it and put 2 men on Aiden Hutchinson, then they have some success. But he needs to have a monster game. We know what the Niners are going to do. I don't expect them to change anything on what they've done the whole season. They're going to run that. They're going to have that, pre-snap motion. They're going to have some misdirection. They're going to give your boy McCaffrey the football. There's no secret on what they're going to do. You just got to line up and stop it. So Detroit better be ready, bro. They better be ready.
Yeah. Look, I'm listening to you. I'm just like, oh, yeah, keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm listening to you for real. That Detroit offense is what I'm looking at. Jared Goff in his second Super Bowl. I know it didn't turn out so well the last time he went to the Super Bowl, and people ain't put up a touchdown. If I remember correctly, it was 13-3. Hey, look, remember that Super Bowl? Remember how we tried to sell that joint as, man, it was a great defensive. It was just a great defensive. That joint was just boring. It was just boring. It was just a boring Super Bowl. That's what it was. But anyway, Jared Goff in his second attempt at a Super Bowl, I should say, and I'm happy for the Lions as an organization. Like, who out here not winning a game? Who else out here not winning a game? it's been quite a turnaround in Detroit. It has been quite a turnaround. I remember I was going to break this out. If Detroit wins, I was going to break out when I interviewed Jalen Elliott because he was there when Dan Campbell got hired. And he was talking about, hey, man, I love Dan Campbell. Because I was like, he wild. He was like, hey, man, I love Dan Campbell. He is a, players coach, blah, 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 all that stuff. And whatever you thought of Dan Campbell when he was the special teams coach and was wilding out or whatever he's done over the years, at this point now, you got to respect that man as a leader. If nothing else, a motivator.
You have to.
A motivator, because I believe in people's, the whole run through a brick wall thing for somebody. I believe the team would run through a brick wall for that man at this point. The running game, you got the Thunder and Lightning. I guess they could. I'm sure somebody's called them Thunder and Lightning at some point this season. I don't know, but between Montgomery and Gibbs, you get something different from each of them. You got St. Brown. You got Jeremy. You got Williams. You got Raymond. And that's not even counting Laporta, depending on what he is really like. I don't know what his health really is, because he was out that joint looking real strugglish, but still getting it done last week.
You got to respect him. Yeah, he's playing.
Yeah. So he's going to be on the field. Worst case as a decoy. Worst case.
Yeah.
Which I meant to mention about Andrews, since he'll be playing worst case as a decoy. I'm excited to see what this Detroit offense can do against San Francisco. And I know I am one of the people that say, man, San Francisco the best team in the NFC on multiple occasions over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Multiple occasions. I don't know. Maybe it's just in my spirit that I don't want San Francisco to go.
Tell us how you really feel.
Maybe I'm a hater. I mean, I might be a hater, but I mean, I think it's more about wanting Detroit to achieve this greatness than not wanting San Francisco to get there. Maybe it's a Brock Purdy thing too. Maybe it's a little Brock Purdy, not hate, but reality. I feel like people ain't living in reality. I don't know. Is it me? Maybe I'm not living in reality. I know the Eagles lost. I know the Eagles got dragged. I was there. I synced it for myself. Y'all keep telling me Brock Purdy is that dude. I ain't saying he's terrible or even so. Y'all be doing too much for me. Y'all be doing too much. Go ahead.
You already know where that comment came from.
I ain't even read it. All I'm saying is we're running a lion out the jungle come 6:30. It could be only one man. Only one man.
Only one man.
One man could make a comment such as that.
You already know. Man, the keys for me, though, I think the Niners just need to do what they do. I don't think they need to change a thing as long as Debo is healthy enough to give him, plays or give him the decoy, whatever. As long as he's on the field, I don't think they need to change anything. On the Detroit side of the ball, I think Detroit offensively needs to attempt to run it. The 49ers have been somewhat vulnerable at certain parts of the season against the run, and especially on the outside. So I fully expect Detroit to attack the outside, especially with Gibbs. And then when the Niners start to creep over a little bit and maybe try to get Warren and some of those cats out of place to that outside, then they attack the middle a little bit, ultimately setting up the play action, because we know that Dan Campbell will try to hit you with that play action, whether it's St. Brown or Raymond or Reynolds, whoever. He's going to try to catch you with that at some point during the game. I think they use Laporta, as you mentioned Laporta. I think they used him in some instances to take people out of the play, whether it's a linebacker out of a certain spot, or a safety. So I think they're going to have to definitely, get that done. And I said defensively earlier that we know Hutchinson going to bring it. Who else going to bring it? So, there's your keys for both of those. That's who's going to win it. The favorites are the 49ers. What I got to say about it, His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. Is Jerry Goff ready? You bet he is. I'm gonna take the Detroit Lions 30-27.
Yeah, Prime. That's what I'm talking about. Take Detroit, man. I like that. 30-20. Let me write that down. Hold on. I can't go no further. So I write down Detroit 30, San Francisco 27. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it when a plan comes together. Whew. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'll be brief. If Debo is not on the field, reality is gonna set in. You could say McCaffrey all day long. I love McCaffrey. Great back. Wish he was an Eagle. But he's not. He's gonna do his thing one way or the other. But as we have seen, when one of those pieces, specifically Debo Samuel, is not in the lineup, things get a little weird for the offense. You got to admit that, Cuzzo, right? You got to admit that. If nobody else, you're a man of reality and realism. You got to admit that. I, too, am taking the Detroit Lions. I am taking the Detroit Lions to go to the Super Bowl. This is out of control. This is outrageous. I don't even feel right saying it. But yeah, Detroit Lions to the Super Bowl. Jeez.
So, if my prediction comes right, what's the chances of we getting M and Taylor Swift to do an appearance with Usher?
Man, Usher better not bring them people up on that stage. They better do the pregame show or something.
The pregame show?
Bet not. Bet not. I ain't gonna tell you why I say bet not, but you can imagine it's me, so you can imagine why I say he bet not bringing people up on that stage. That's
I guarantee you, though. I guarantee you this: if this game, the NFC Championship game, would have been in Detroit, there's no way you won't have an M come out there and doing a performance somewhere, beginning or halftime or something. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
You got to make that happen.
Oh no,
have to make that happen.
I'm it's weird because I saw somebody mentioning that Baltimore has T-Pain coming out that joint performing at halftime today, I believe.
I'm gonna buy you a drink. Yeah.
It was like, wow, we don't have no Baltimore artists. Wait, ain't no artists from Baltimore. What are y'all talking about? Y'all bringing Drew Hill out? I mean, yeah, Drew Hill out that joint. What are we talking about?
Are we really gonna be singing "Somebody Sleeping in My Bed" at the football game? What are we doing, bro?
You want to dance? I'll make you dance. Sleeping in my bed. I don't know.
That is wild, man. That is wild. Now I can see them doing it. If the Ravens were to go on to the Super and win the Super Bowl, now I can see them doing an after joint. In front of the trophy, like Beauty is her name, like in front of, you know what I'm saying, in front of the Lombardi. I can see that joint.
Oh man. Hey, look, I know Baltimore and DC like to separate themselves because they are not the same place. They're not even that close for real. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like some go-go will need to be in the vicinity of the I don't know. I feel like they probably won't do that. Never mind.
That's crazy. So there it is. So we done made our choices. Ought to be a good day of football. What up?
29-24. 29-24. Detroit
like that score too. Yeah.
Lions to the Super Bowl.
Wow, Detroit to the Super Bowl. Wow.
Crazy.
Hey, did you see where the GM people have adjusted the work schedules over there so that the folks at the plant can watch the game?
Yeah, I did see that.
That's great.
You gotta respect it.
Much respect. Respect. Wish him the best, man. So we got some football to go watch. You got anything you want to put out there?
Man. No. I got nothing. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm about to finish this lineup and lock in.
Yep, I don't have nothing either. I just on the hip hop side, I want to send a special happy birthday to the God MC himself, Mr. Rakim Swim Griffin today. He turns 56. So got to shout out my man's and them. So you know what time it is.
Yes, sir. Respect.
No doubt. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all checking us out. Enjoy the games today. And it is what it is. I got what's name? I got a message for us though. Before we get out of here, Don had a message for us about the picks. Respect to Don and them Niners. We gonna see what go down today for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what we doing next week. We'll let you know what or if we doing. We'll figure that out later. We got football to watch today.
We playing flag football. We're gonna have a SBP Pro Bowl in somebody's backyard, and
I be scorekeeper. I just work the clock, man.
Right.
I retired. Retired from all that run. I retired from the Turkey Bowl a few years ago. I definitely ain't going to play no flag. They're doing nothing.
Fine. Me neither. I just want to say it.
I coach. That's about it. All right, y'all. Gonna catch y'all later. Peace.